Can the Dallas Cowboys have the number one offense in the NFL? Well, I might surprise you and tell you yes, and you'll hear more about it right after the bumper. What's good people? It's Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now I'm here today to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. And you know America's team, they're on Hard Knocks right now, and it's a very, I don't know what to call it. I'm not going to say interesting. I don't want to say boring, but it's a very diplomatic Hard Knocks this season with the Dallas Cowboys. It's not like, when we had the Browns a couple of years ago and all the dysfunction. There's not a lot of dysfunction in Dallas right now. Jerry Jones, head coach Mike McCarthy, defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, everybody seems to be on their P's and Q's, and the Dallas Cowboys are just going about it business as usual. But one of the things that is a takeaway from Ezekiel Elliott, the star running back for Dallas, is that he believes that he, along with quarterback Dak Prescott and offensive coordinator and the rest of the guys from offense, but combined with offense coordinator Kellen Moore, will be able to lift Dallas to the number one offense in the NFL. Now, that's a bold, big, bad, bold statement. When you got the Chiefs out there with Patrick Mahomes, the Bucks out there with Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers is back in Green Bay, and Justin Herbert's in year 2 over there in San Diego. You got the Rams went out and got Matthew Stafford and all the weapons that they have. But Dallas actually has a case. I'm here to tell you that Dallas actually could be number one's a stretch. But let's take a look at Dallas's depth chart on the offensive side of the ball, and you tell me, is there a unit that should be obviously better than the Cowboys, right? So let me move this away. So this is the Cowboys starting depth chart for their offense, right? You got quarterback Dak Prescott. You got running back Ezekiel Elliott, receivers Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup, which is a hell of a trio. I don't know if there's a better trio in the NFL. The Bucks have a really good trio in Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, and what's the third receiver out there in Tampa Bay? But they have a really good trio. Tight end Blake Jarwin's okay. I don't care about the fullback. The tackles I really like. I really like La'el Collins and Tyron Smith. The interior of the line is suspect because all of these guys are somewhat new. Tyler Badez, Isaac Alcor, a lot of the guys the Cowboys used to have up front, Zach Martin, and those dudes have now retired. They have moved on. Zach Martin is actually right here. He's still listed on the roster as a third string, and that just doesn't seem right, but whatever. But anyway, I'm really focusing on the skill positions. And Dallas as a skill unit, there's not too many teams better than the Cowboys at the skill position. Now, this all is dependent on what kind of Dak Prescott we're going to get and what kind of Ezekiel Elliott are we going to get in Dallas. Because if Dak plays up to what we believe he could be, especially what he's getting paid to be, Dak's getting paid $40 million a year. The only other $40 million a year quarterbacks are Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. So Dak's right up there with those guys. And if Dak puts up numbers that those guys put up, this offense will be a top 5 offense. What could potentially be not just a top 5, probably a top 3, and be fighting with the Chiefs or the Bucks or the Rams for number 1. Because I think those will be the other 3 offenses that will be in contention for the number 1 unit in the NFL. Another question is, who do we have in Ezekiel Elliott? So Ezekiel Elliott, when he hit he just hit the scene on fire when he first came into the NFL. He was the leading rusher his first couple of years. At Ohio State, he was a beast. He was well worth the number 4 overall pick. But over the last 5 years, Zeke's gotten paid. Let's not act like Zeke got a $100 million contract. But over the last 5 years, his stats continue to decline. I think he's the first running back in NFL history whose rushing yards per game have declined every year over his first 5 years. So he's come back and said he's in the best shape of his life. He's come back and there's no distractions. Because over the last few years, Zeke's had a ton of distractions, right? He's had a bunch of, like, whether it was the domestic violence case, whether it was him holding out to get his contract, whether it was, pick your distraction. Zeke's had it all. And now he's finally coming into a year without any distractions. I really like Michael Gallup. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to break out and end up eventually being better than Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's a really good receiver, but I think CeeDee Lamb is that talented. I watched CeeDee Lamb during his rookie year, but I watched him a whole lot at Oklahoma, and he is the main reason why Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, all of those guys were drafted number 1 overall, because they had a guy like CeeDee Lamb who was just a beast in college. I mean, he was a man amongst boys. Every game that he played, he was a difference maker. Michael Gallup is a hell of a player and is also trying to get paid, so expect him to go off and have a really good year. But like I said, the keys to this offense, like any other offense, is what version of Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott you are going to get in Dallas. That can determine whether Dallas has a okay offense, a solid offense, or it can be one of the elite offenses and potentially be the best one in the NFL. I think they have all the talent in the world to be the best in the NFL, but it's what you get out of your quarterback and your running back. The offensive line, I'm not sure. That's a little shaky, but we'll have to see. Leave your thoughts in the chat. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Once again, I'm Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. And for those of you on Facebook, I'm Jeff Lightsy Sports on Facebook. You can follow us over there. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.